Good morning, folks. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel, whatever the case may be. As you can see, this is my sunflowers. And I think I'm just going to do a little bit of a whip and chat. Yeah, I just finished watching Jill's live today. Today is the 18th. I slept in. Oh boy, I slept in. And I missed most of her live. But I was there for the last few minutes, which was nice. But I am sniffling a little bit. My allergies, I'm waiting for my allergy pills to kick in. I slept in, I got a headache. I'm I took my friend PETA mailed me when she sent me that big box of diamond paintings and stuff. She also included she included some pain meds, some tramadol. Even though I told her I didn't need it, she sent it anyways. And yeah, you're like probably going, oh my god, she sent drugs across the border. Prescription medication, yes, and it wasn't flagged by customs. Surprise, surprise. That's shocking, I know. But yeah, so I'm waiting for that to kick in as well. So today, February 18th, this is my stepbrother's birthday. Yeah. I also used to have a pen pal from oh goodness, I can't even remember now, but today is his birthday also. I moved a whole bunch of times and I lost his mailing address. I lost well, he moved quite a few times at one point, and I lost his mailing address, and yeah, this was back before I had children. So anyways, let's see. So today, February 18th, because you are blessed with because you are blessed with determination, a methodical mind, and good executive ability, you will accomplish much and overcome many difficulties. You are careful, thrifty, and a good planner. You are a favorite among your friends and associates. Well, that does not describe my stepbrother, but that's because he got into some bad stuff, and yeah, it's kind of fried his brain, and yeah, he's just in and out of prison. Let's just, yeah. So, if today's your birthday, happy birthday. Yeah, so, so next on my, excuse me, updates. So, I am almost done the kitty cat's eyes. Almost done. I was working on that last night. I got this almost all of the head is done. I still got the chin to do, and the eyes, just a couple more colors, 2 or 3 more colors to do, and then I'm done the eyes. Yeah, yay! So excited about that. And so yeah, I'm working on my sunflowers. I don't know how much I'm going to be able to get done. My right hand is sore. As you know what this means, it means I'm drinking my coffee. Okay. So yeah, good things are going on for me right now. My plumbing is still good. I'm excited about that. It was so warm last night in my bedroom that I didn't even need to turn on the space heater. I went to bed at a decent time, but unfortunately, I went to bed at a decent time. I watched a little bit of YouTube and did a little bit of crocheting, in bed, and then yes, I'm working on a curtain while I'm in there, and then I set that aside, and I did a little bit of reading for a bit, and then I went to sleep, and I slept in this morning. Yes, I did. I could have gotten up at 8:30 this morning, but I'm like, screw it. I rolled over and I went back to sleep. Yes, I did. I rolled over and went back to sleep. Okay, I am gonna have to change the space heater. Just a second here. You're gonna hear some beeping. That's just me changing the setting on the space heater. There. I changed it from 75 to 70 Fahrenheit. Oh my god, it is so quiet in here now. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I can handle this. Too much quiet. Oh no, it's too quiet. Now I can't use the space heater as an excuse for my headache. Oh wow. It is, oh my goodness. You just don't realize. And wow, it is too quiet. I need background noise. And yeah, it's it looks like there was just 2 of the letter C. Looking a little bit more to see if I see any more C's. See? CC? Yep. There was just 2 of the letter C. Oh my goodness. I think I'm going to have to open the window and get some fresh air in here. Yeah, I see at least a couple L's. Oh, there's an L, and there's an L, and there's an L, and I don't know if you heard that, but there was a little bit of a thud noise. I do believe that was yeah, every so often I'll hear hear noises, and I know it's just snow either falling off the edge of my roof or sliding down the front of my bedroom. Yeah, I hear periodic noises. I just ignore them because I know if I go hunting to discover the source of the noises, it'll never happen. I'll never be able to find the source, so I'll just go, okay. So I hear mysterious noises, and I just ignore them pretty much. So for all I know, it could be a ghost. I don't know. I don't go and investigate. I just continue with what I'm doing. And right now, I am chatting with you guys and working on my sunflowers. And somebody sent a message. If you heard that ding, that was somebody sending me a message on Facebook Messenger. Or not necessarily me, but in group chat. So yeah, I switched back to using this. Yes, for this canvas. And just another notification. This is 7. my other phone letting me know, oh, there's a message, there's a notification. Yeah. What I want to do is I want to actually mute my Facebook Messenger notifications on one of my devices, rather, so then I'm not getting double notifications, like a notification on each phone, because I only really need to receive notifications on one phone. I am sorry about the sniffles. I'm hoping my headache goes away soon. I'm hoping the tramadol kicks in and does its job. I hate waking up with a headache, because then it sticks around for quite some time, and yeah, I can get a little grumpy. Yeah, me a little grumpy. Yeah. I'm not really a grumpy kind of person. When I'm grumpy, I'm still in a goofy mood. Unless I'm around, like, some people just have a short fuse around some people. And that would be my ex, Jag, my dad, and my sister, and my stepmom, or former stepmom. I don't know. I still refer to her as my stepmom because, well, I know they're separated, and I know they never really got an actual divorce. My dad said if she wants a divorce, she can initiate things, and she can file for the divorce. So I think that means that she would be the one covering the cost of the divorce proceedings. Yeah. I think that's what it means. I don't know. I really don't know, even though I've been through a divorce myself. My ex-husband, he was the one that filed for the divorce. But, well, I honestly don't know how that ended up working out, because we got it, like, he filed for custody. He filed for full custody of our daughter and our son. And during the custody battle, we got divorced. Excuse me. So I really don't know how it worked, but it worked. Yeah. We were officially divorced. Part of the divorce proceedings was he oh my goodness. We refinanced the mortgage on the mobile home that we co-owned, and had my name removed from the ownership, because with me being on income assistance, and my name being on the mortgage for the mobile home, he would actually have to pay me rent, and then income assistance would deduct his rent money off of my income from them. Yeah, it's like, really? We co-owned it. His name was on the mortgage as well. So it was just, yeah, it was like, really? Yeah, income assistance will find any excuse to not fork out money. to their clients. If there's any other avenue for money, then for their clients to receive money, then yeah, they strongly encourage it. Yeah, so anyways, yeah, so we were like, well, that ain't never gonna happen. Like, neither of us, like, I was not interested in him paying me rent to live in his own home. And he's like, yeah, there's no way I'm gonna pay you rent to live in my own home. Rent on top of the mortgage, on top, and the pad rent and everything else. Yeah, no, we were both in agreement on that. So we went to the bank, we refinanced the mortgage, had his name taken off, had my name taken off. Oh my goodness. Yeah, had my name taken off the papers, and he gave me money for the moving expenses to get my stuff from Ontario, because this was after I moved back from Ontario. And he paid for 3 months worth of insurance on my van, and he also paid for office administration course, I think that's what it was, at the college, at the local community college, for me. So yeah, my stuff was in storage in Calgary, and it would cost $2,100 to get my stuff out of storage and shipped to me. And then this guy that was staying at my place, he stole some of that money, and yeah. So then I had to cancel the course, cancel my registration for the course, and so they gave me the money. They gave me the money. The college gave me the money from that. So then I was able to get my stuff from storage. And yeah, my ex-husband, he also bought me he bought me a car. So that I could transport the kids back and forth, to make it easier for him, because he would go to bed at like 6 o'clock at night. Just a sec. I need more coffee. Okay, so he there was a daycare place at the other end of town, actually not too far from where I was living, that the kids would go and stay overnight during the weeknights. And but he couldn't have the kids there until, like, I can't remember if it was 5 or 6. But the time, like, so he couldn't bring them there earlier than the scheduled time. And unfortunately, the scheduled time was the time that he would normally go to bed at night, because he would have to be up. He'd be up at, like, it was either 11 or 12 at night for work, because he was a baker, and he did all of his work at night in the early hours of the morning, so that everything was nice and fresh for when the bakery opened. That was a Facebook notification. Yeah. So anyways, so yeah, I would go and I would pick up the kids from his place, and take them to the daycare. And as soon as right after I picked up the kids, he'd go to bed. And then I'd take them over to the daycare so that they could stay the night. And then in the morning, he would leave work in the morning, and he would ride his bicycle. He would ride that over to the babysitters and pick the kids up. And it just made things more convenient. It made life easier and more convenient for both him and myself. We were better off as friends anyways. We did have people ask, are you guys gonna ever get back together again? It's like, no, we're better off as friends. We had known each other for like a very long time. Our moms had been friends for a very long time, so we knew each other from way back. We were just better off as friends. But the biggest reason why I initiated a relationship with him was because I didn't think I was ever going to find love and happiness. And so I kind of settled. I thought, well, yeah, I like him. I've known him a long time. He seemed like a trustworthy guy. I knew his mom approved. She approved before we even started a relationship, because she even said to him and a friend of ours, she said it in front of a friend of ours, that she'd love to see her son settle down with someone like me. And it was this particular friend that told me about it. So this is Kay. And that's when I actually got to thinking, yeah, I didn't see any there were no red flags with this guy. Except for like shy, quiet. Yeah, I also didn't really know about red flags back then. Not really. So I figured, what the heck? Went over to his place one day and hung out for a while, and then went and kissed him just as I was leaving. And well, that was it for him. That was it for him. He was like, yeah, he admitted that was all he could think of after I left, until the next time the next time I went over to his place. Yeah. Because, yeah, he was definitely not expecting a kiss, that's for damn sure. Because when I had him lean down, because he's several inches taller than me, I had him lean down, he thought I was going to give him a hug, and while I leaned in and kissed him. And he was definitely not expecting that, because then I'm like, well, let's try that again. And then the second kiss was, yeah, still awkward, but because I was his first kiss, I was his first love, I was his first and all of that stuff. Oh my goodness, it is. I opened up the blinds enough so that I could get some natural light in here. And yeah. Oh my goodness. I don't know how much diamond painting I'm going to get done today because my neck hurts. Oh, wait. I don't need a second one in there anymore. Yeah, but yeah, we dated for a while, and I can't remember why, but I went and I broke up with him through email. I know, through email. How terrible of me. And well, he did not take it well. He told me later that, like, he took it like a baby. He curled up on the floor and cried. Like a baby. Curled up on the floor and cried. Well, yeah, it was his first relationship, first everything. And so yeah, he took it like a baby and cried. But he would still come over. He'd come over every so often, and he'd hang out. And he would take my daughter, Wolfie, over to his place to play video games. Like I said, no red flags. Absolutely no red flags. I did not see anything wrong with her going over there and hanging out and playing video games. But yeah, and then summer came, and I would take her to the park, and I would lay down on a blanket on the grass while she played. And he came a couple of times and hung out. And well, one day I got to thinking, well, why did I break up with him? And so I started playing footsies with him, and then that was it. Yeah, that was it. We started cuddling on the blanket at the park, and yeah. And not too long after that, Wolfie and I stayed the night at his place. First night there was terrible for her anyways. Well, it was terrible for all three of us because he had two cats. And I mentioned in a previous video about our first sleepover at his place and how one of his cats kind of attacked Wolfie. And yeah, well, he took it like a big baby again. Yeah, you'd think, oh, red flag. But it wasn't. He wasn't used to this stuff, relationship stuff. He was not used to it because it was all new. All of it was new to him. And before that, I had never had a serious relationship of my own, and that's what it became, was a serious relationship. His mom lived directly below him, and yeah, she lived directly below him. And then eventually, after a few months, Wolfie and I moved in with him. We did rehome that one particular cat. He really liked the show Pokemon. So, yeah. And no, neither of his two cats were named Pikachu. No, he had, wait. The one that we got rid of was Togepi. Now that I think of it, I think the other one was Pikachu. I think the one we kept was Pikachu. I think that's what it was called. Yeah, we rehomed Togepi with, oh look, there's some 8s. Looks like I'm gonna need that. Yeah, we found a new home. Yeah. Duh. Yeah, the cat we kept was Pikachu. Okay, it's been like 20 years, okay? It's been like 20 years. Holy crap, it has been like 20 years. But yeah, we kept Pikachu, rehomed Togepi, with the father of my ex, Ivan, the auto mechanic that yeah, the one I dated in high school. I talked about him before. But anyways, excuse me. So yeah, I kept in touch with Ivan's dad and stepmom. Still friends with his stepmom, former stepmom. Yeah. But anyways, yeah, Wolfie and we moved in with him, and he finished getting his journeyman certificate to be a baker. He had been a baker for a number of years, but now he was getting the certification. So with the certification, he could actually his qualifications would be even better. Yeah, he worked at the same bakery for like, oh my god, around 15 years. And went through 3 different owners. When he first started working there as a baker, he didn't have any certification. He did have a little bit of experience, but that was from working at a different bakery in a different town, because he did live in a different town for a while. But then he missed his mommy. Oh my god, yes, he was a mama's boy. But yeah, it's still no red flags to me anyways. Yeah. But yeah, through so the bakery was owned by a pair of brothers. I think they were brothers, I can't remember now. But anyways, it was co-owned by these 2 guys, and they're like, well, why don't you go and get your journeyman certificate? And he's like, oh well, yeah, they strongly encouraged him to get his journeyman certificate, and it was 1 month a year for 3 years that he would actually be away, and he could go to this school in Vancouver, British Columbia. And so he did. And he stayed with, I think, with his aunt in Vancouver while he was going to school there. And his third and final month, during his third and final month he was there in Vancouver, Wolfie and I were living with him. Well, we were living in his apartment while he was gone. And yeah, he came back. He apparently went to an estate sale and bought me an engagement frickin' ring. And when he came back, he proposed with this ring, and I said yes. Yeah, I said yes. Because in a way, I always wanted to, growing up, well, later in my youth, I wanted to be married own my own home. And all of that wonderful jazz. And there's no S's. Oh wait, there are some S's. All of that stuff before the age of 30. You know, married, own your own home, be a wife, have kids, all that wonderful stuff before the age of 30. Well, I succeeded. Yep, I succeeded. I was married. We owned a place. Had a child. Had a husband. All before I turned 30. Yeah. I think I was 28. Oh my goodness, I just realized I was the same age as my daughter is now. Yeah. Yeah. Because Wolfie is 28. She just turned 28 last month. She's not a big fan of kids. She can tolerate them up to a point, but she is definitely not interested in having her own. She's made that perfectly clear, that she's just not ready for any of that stuff. Not too sure if she's ever gonna be ready to have her own children. But yeah, so we went and yeah, so my ex-husband and I, or at this point in time, my fiance, at that point in time, he and I started looking for a place to buy, a place of our own to live, rather than in the apartment right above his mother. So we were working with a real estate agent that I had known for quite a number of years. Because, well, small town, just about at one point or another, just about everybody knew my dad. So anyways, this real estate agent, he took us around to look at a few places, and one of the places that we looked at was this 2-bed, 2-bath mobile home with an extension on the living room. The master bedroom was at the back with a walk-in closet and an ensuite bathroom with a sunken tub. Nice big tub. And then there was the bedroom at the front as well. And there was even a gas fireplace in the living room. There was glass door cupboards, cabinets in the living room at the opposite end. And I fell in love with it. I loved it. It also had a carport. It also had it had a mudroom, and it had a spot for a hot tub, because previous owner had a hot tub, and had a bit of a deck. It was fully fenced in. At the time, it was fully fenced in. There was a shed on the back where the hot water tank, the propane tank was. The propane tank was back there. And there was a separate shed as well in the backyard. And there was a big, massive tree. Perfect for climbing. Yeah, oh, it was perfect. I loved it. And my fiance was like, whatever you want. Basically, he was like that, whatever you want. Yeah, so we put in a bid, and the previous, okay, so the previous owner of this particular mobile home, he actually scammed the owner of the trailer park out of a bunch of money, or scammed or stole or whatever. He owed the owner of the trailer park a whole bunch of money. So it was the trailer had been repossessed. So we were dealing with the previous, not with the previous owner, but with the owner of the trailer park. Well, yeah. So, and because of how much this guy had owed him for, yeah, he was wanting a certain amount of money, but we were able to talk him down just a little bit. Yeah, we were able to talk him down just a little bit. And so we got the place. Before we moved in, the real estate agent, because of the time of year that we got the place. We got the place in the middle of winter, and so the owner of the trailer park was supposed to put $200 worth of propane into the tank, and the real estate agent, he did put $200 worth of propane in the tank, because the place had sat empty for like 6 to 8 months. Unfortunately, the pipes had not been drained. The heat tape, there was no heat tape turned on, so basically the pipes were all frozen. And yeah, so the plumbing froze, and so we had so we had no running water in the place. The propane that the real estate agent put into the tank was used up when we were moving stuff in. Because, oh my goodness, my hand is numb. My hand is going numb. My left hand. Because of going in and out, right? We were using, the furnace that was constantly kicking in. We used up the propane pretty quick. So anyways, because of his work schedule, and what we did was we moved in not the first night was actually right after Wolfie's birthday. So what we ended up doing for Wolfie was we had a sleepover for her birthday in the new mobile home, and we invited all the girls from her class, plus a friend of hers from a friend of hers that was a little bit younger, and so we had the TV in the living room, and we camped out in the living room, and we got pizza, and it was basically pizza and movies, and then camping out, sleeping on the floor in the living room. And we ran out of propane during the night. And it's like, well, this sucks. We couldn't do we were going to do the birthday cake the next day, because my fiance was going to bring the birthday cake home from the bakery. And so, yeah, we ran out of propane. Oh, and to flush the toilets, what we were doing, thankfully there were the 2 toilets, so what we were doing was I was using the stove. I'd scoop snow from outside, and I would melt it on the stove, and then that was the water. So then the water from the melted snow was what we used to manually flush the toilets. But yeah, we ran out of propane. So I opened up the oven door and I just left the oven on with the door open. And then my fiance, he stayed the night back at the apartment so that he could get a decent night's sleep without being in a house full of little girls. So yeah, he went to work in the morning, and I told him that we ran out of propane, and he's like, well, I'll call to get propane delivered, and I'll pay when I get there. Okay, not a problem. So I called for propane to get delivered. Was it propane or gas? I can't remember now. Yeah, it had to have been propane, because we never got the gas hooked up, and the gas was only for the fireplace. Yeah. So yeah, the truck came. The propane guy came by, and he's like, well, I didn't have the money with me, right? I'm like, well, my fiance will be here, can pay when he gets here. And the guy's like, well, I can't do it unless I get paid, and I gotta get it paid first. It's like, oh, okay. And he's like, well, I do have a delivery to do up the hill, so I'll go do that delivery, and then I'll come back, and if he still isn't here with the money, then you'll have to call and schedule for later. It's like, okay, fine, not a problem. Was also waiting for fiance to show up with cake, and then so he eventually showed up with the cake, and so the girls were able to have cake, and then the propane guy showed up, came back. Actually, they both showed up at the same time. That's right. They both showed up at the same time. So we were able to get some propane, and the girls got cake, and and by that time, one or two mothers had already shown up to pick up their girls. And I was like, well, they haven't had cake yet, because it hasn't arrived yet. That was the nice thing about being with him. Free pastries, free cake, cookies, muffins, donuts, all that kind of stuff. That's why it's actually the biggest reason why I don't really eat that stuff anymore. Memories, you know. Yeah, I very seldom eat donuts. But yeah, that was, oh, the girls had lots of fun. Oh yeah, the girls had lots of fun. Camped out in the middle of the living room floor. All bundled up to stay warm. Because of no heat. Yeah, it was roughing it, all right. We also did not have a refrigerator at the time, so we didn't have like cold juice. We had pop. We did have pop. We had pizza and pop. That was all that there was. So no breakfast. Cake was their breakfast. Yeah. Oh my goodness. The space heater kicked in and it's warming it up in here again. I'm thinking 70 Fahrenheit was too warm. But let me think what else. I really cannot remember how we moved the furniture. Some of the stuff because like neither of us at the time, neither of us had a driver's license when we I can't remember how we got the furniture to our place. Can't remember how we got any of the stuff to our place. Must have used my dad. Yeah, must have used my dad's truck. Because at the time he had a truck. But that, oh my goodness, that truck. It was a beast on gas and oil. Yeah, that thing was a beast on gas and oil. And the only, well, the biggest reason, well, there were two reasons why he bought that particular truck. A relative owned it and needed the money more than the truck, and my dad figured he could use the truck for stuff. And well, yeah, it turned out that yeah, it was a gas guzzler, and it also went through oil like crazy. So he didn't really have it all that long, but I'm trying to remember, because I did have, yeah, no, I did not have my driver's license at the time. I had let my learners expire because I didn't have a vehicle at that point in time. And I couldn't afford to get a vehicle because of being on assistance. I wasn't working. Because while we were dating, I was working at Denny's. I was a service assistant, fancy way of saying dishwasher. Yeah, I was a dishwasher. And I liked working at Denny's. I did. Some of the people that I worked with were really cool, and then there were some that were a-holes. Yes. Major a-holes. There was one cook that was an a-hole. His mom was a dishwasher, and his son was a dishwasher, and I got along fine with both of them. His mom, she was definitely there for the paycheck. As soon as her shift was over, she was gone. Yeah. His son was cool. His son was younger than me. Nothing wrong with that. But yeah, his son was younger than me. He was one of the younger ones. I was one of the older ones as a dishwasher. And I was in my mid to late 20s, and I was one of the older ones. Go figure. But yeah, we had a mix of young ones that were in like their mid to late teens, and old ones in their, well, actually, yeah, older ones in their mid to late 20s. And then of course there was the grandma who I don't know what her age, how old she was, but wait, I just did this one. T4, 5, and 6. I just did this one. So we got H, J, F, and O left. Haha, nice. Yeah, some of the people I worked with, I liked working with them. And what letter is that again? It's H. Oh, see, my memory sucks. Yeah, I kind of wish that I had worked at Denny's longer, because yeah, I did like working there. But they kind of fired me. I went in one day and was talking to the manager, one of the managers, and I'm like, yeah, because they had cut my hours back, drastically. And I went in and I was talking to the manager, and the manager's like, oh yeah, we were just gonna, he basically handed me a form that I could use to apply for, that hopefully apply for EI. Unfortunately, EI, UI, it stated that I had quit my job there. And it's like, well, I didn't actually quit. I actually went in to ask to get my hours cut back. That's what it was. And yeah, so the guy's like, the guy was like, well, yeah, well, I was actually gonna lay you off because of cutbacks and whatnot. But yeah, the paperwork stated that I had quit my job. So because it said that I quit my job, I couldn't apply for unemployment. And when I went back to talk to this particular manager about said paperwork, it turns out it was the last thing he did before he transferred to another Denny's in another city. Yeah. It's like, seriously? I was pissed because I couldn't claim. I couldn't put in a claim. And the other because I had to get that particular manager to change it. And well, he was gone, so I was screwed. Yeah. But I was on income assistance at the time, so it didn't really affect me that much. It was extra money every month, but it wasn't very much, which was why I wanted my hours cut back a bit so that I wouldn't go over my limit. Because there were a few times when I went over my limit, and you know, they deducted it from my assistance, and at that time it was, I could make like $500 a month before deductions. So yeah, not very much money when you get right down to the nitty-gritty. Not very much. But yeah, if it weren't for my back and my knees, and right now my weight issue, I would yeah, I wouldn't mind applying to be a dishwasher again at the Chinese restaurant that I used to work at in the town next door. Because yeah, I was dishwasher in several different, in a few different. Okay, I was dishwasher in like 2 different Chinese restaurants. One in my hometown and one in the town next door. And I've mentioned before that I've done deliveries. I did deliveries for one of the two of the Chinese, no, one of the Chinese restaurants I did deliveries for. And I helped my sister in 2 different Chinese restaurants. Yeah. There were 2 different Chinese restaurants that I helped with serving tour buses. And one of those restaurants I also did deliveries in my sister's car. So in my hometown I've worked in 3 different Chinese restaurants, and then in the town next door there was just the one that I worked at. Yeah. And I do miss working as a dishwasher. I do. I'm not a big fan of doing dishes at home, but hey, I'll do them in a restaurant because I'm getting paid, and it's just not the same. It's definitely not the same. Only problem is I was already starting to have issues with my back in my last dishwashing job. I have a medical condition called spondylolisthesis, and it basically just means that the discs in my spine slide out of place. Yeah. So what I do is I keep my legs and my knees straight, and I bend over at the waist, and I just let my arms dangle down. And what that does is it slides the discs back into place. Yeah. So I would do that like 2 or 3 times, at least once an hour. Yeah. And when I was dishwashing at that restaurant, it was only part-time, and it was like 2 to 3 evenings a week. But it also depended on how busy they got, because they did their smorg 2 evenings a week, and so I during the smorg was when I was going and doing the dishes, and quite often I would get to take home some food from the smorg, which was a bonus to working there. I loved working there. Plus the boss was a really cool boss, and during the summer he would cut up watermelon for the staff to help keep everybody cool. And there were times he'd come into the back and I'd be working my butt off, and he'd be like, "Stop, take a break, have some watermelon." Okay. Yeah. So yeah, I liked working there. It really sucked when I had to call him up and tell him that I had to quit, like super short notice. And it was because I didn't have anywhere to live. And that was because of Jag. And my choice to be with him over staying with Pat. Okay, so as you can see, I got this section done. Woohoo! It's coming along quite nicely. I'm going to work on this as much as I possibly can today, and hopefully I get it finished, because it is only a 30 by 40. That's what it says, right? 30 by 40. Yep. So I don't get to use this very often, so I'm gonna use it now. So of course we see it is actually just under 25. It's just over 24 and a half. It's 24.6 centimeters by, let's see here, there, and 34.7 and a half. Yeah. Yeah. So 34 by 0.7. Yeah. Alrighty then, so I am done with this video. Oh my goodness, I need to cool down and do some more work watching my watch later list. I've got a whole bunch of stuff to do today. More dishes. Yay. Alright, so I'm gonna go, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.